And we're back. Topics and Views episode angel numbers 111. Very, very special episode today. We have two lovely guests. We have Xennia with us tonight, and we have Andy right beside her. Go ahead and introduce.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause.
Round of applause. Yay! Producer, can we add like clapping, like audience applauding, or no?
That's out of the budget?
Out of the budget. Okay, not surprised. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. Thanks for inviting us.
No, appreciate it. No Thank you for working with us, not only on, our schedules, but better late than never for sure. I'll be quite honest, like I was saying earlier, this is pretty cool. Having a first time meeting and of course having a guest who are lash technicians, right? Can I say that? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm excited to go dive into it. Honestly, I don't think we've had a guest where we had this prepared. Like I'll just show the camera. Look, we have this book. Are you ready for this?
Not that many. I don't think. Honestly.
I mean, not even our structure. When we used to do structures, like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, talk about, and we're like, all right, this is well done. All right, book. Anything you want to say before we? And I kind of like spoke over the intro. We're good.
All good.
All right. And yes, we do have Morfin present today. Round of applause for Morfin.
He's over in the back.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. I mean, small intro. I don't want to take too much time, but Andy, we'll start with you.
Okay. My name is Andy. I'm a lash technician. Probably been doing it for 4 years, full time. Love what I do. You guys can follow me on YouTube and Instagram at Lashes by Andy.
I don't think people heard that. I'm gonna say that. Say that with confidence. Say that.
Bring the mic a little closer to your mouth.
Yeah, there. Lashes by Andy.
There we go.
All right.
Xennia, go ahead. Floor is yours.
All right, but my name is Xennia. I'm a mom. I'm a lash tech. I'm a wife. And that is very consuming.
I believe it. So you're like,
okay, that's good.
3 full-time jobs in one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do it all.
That's awesome. And I want to start here. I don't know. Book may know the answer to this, but how did you guys hear about us? Is my first question actually, before we start.
I saw you guys on Lucia's.
Okay.
On her story.
Okay.
Shout out, Lucia.
and I'm not surprised because I'm sure if you guys know Lucia, our past guest that we had a while back, she's very famous. I like to say. I mean.
And Ramiro?
Yes. And that's what I was mentioning. Ramiro, we actually had him too. He was on the last podcast with our friend Ruben. Can't go anywhere with that guy.
Knows everybody.
Oh, like, no matter what part of Phoenix, Tempe, anywhere, like, he'll go up, end up saying, what's up to somebody, or he'll recognize, or someone will recognize him, vice versa. But yeah, cool. That's cool. I want your first, again, we'll dive into this question, but I want a first impression. Like, did you expect when you first...
How many of our episodes have you guys listened to?
It's okay to be honest.
Like,
you don't have to say like
you don't have to say full episodes, but like...
No. Yeah. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, on Apple or, like, actually listen to it. I don't. I just watch your YouTube videos.
Oh, okay.
So
even better.
That works too.
Even better, because when we did that, we're like, you know what? We're definitely going to have two group of audiences. There's going to be the listeners, and then there's going to be the viewers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I listened to Lucia's and Ramiro's episode on repeat. That shit's so funny to me.
I'm
like, these guys. I'm like, that's so dope.
I liked their episodes because they were just so authentic. I think Ramiro's story about I remember that part.
Boot. That one had me weak.
That boot one is forever iconic. Me and my friends still talk about that to this day. When he was walking in high school and then, his boot latch just broke off.
Just fucking broke.
My favorite part of that one too was when he was talking about living in the ranch. Was it that he shit himself or that he peed himself? He didn't want to go to the bathroom because he was scared.
I think he said he shit himself. It was late night and he had to leave the house.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Ramiro. I had to put you on blast, bro. Well, that's what's up. Well, if it makes you guys content, I honestly don't listen to my episodes. Like, I don't. I'm just kind of like
it. Yeah, I used to do it like maybe the first 30 episodes. After that, it's too much. You had to listen to it because I listened to it already when we edit it, and to have to go back to listen to it, I just can't do it. It's just too much.
So do you guys like record and then watch it raw, or like you record and you're done? You don't watch it again?
Well, I think honestly, I think the person who watches it the most is our camera guy.
Shout out Morfin.
Yeah, he kind of. Well, I've helped him.
Because he has to.
Once I'm
You'll
gonna
edit this
actually.
out, right?
You can hold this accountable. You can put this. You can hold me accountable for this, Morfin. I'm definitely gonna have to help him out with video editing. We have to like literally listen through everything, make sure the audio file matches the video file, and yeah. So he definitely has probably watched majority of our YouTube videos now, but. Yeah, I'm just more of a like, record that same day. I know it's fire, cool. Don't really stress about it. If people like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. All right, cool. All right, but enough about that. Let's dive into it here. This is going to be fun. I like this. Do we want to start with the podcast questions or your guys' questions? Whichever one.
Let's start.
The floor is your guys'.
Yeah, this is now Topics and Views with Andy and Xennia.
Let's grill you guys. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think we should start with like just asking you guys the questions.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
shoot me.
You want to start the first one?
But from the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, the second one right here.
Okay. What do you guys know about our careers?
You guys are the lash technicians.
Lash technicians. Oh,
YouTube
I'll
star.
let you answer that.
Mom, that's about it.
But like, okay, as a lash tech, what do you know about that?
Okay, I would be honest. I like adding depth to my answer, so sorry if I kind of talk a lot. Honestly, I didn't know lashes was a thing till like the year 2015 or 16. I just remember an ex-girlfriend of mine at the time. Usually try not to stay on that, but she bought lashes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what did you do? But. I guess
2015. I see.
Yeah,
that.
so it was. I was just like, okay, I dig it.
Were they like?
I couldn't tell you to be
Okay.
honest. I mean, that's as far as
But was it
specifics
a
go.
lot?
I wouldn't say it was a lot. I mean, naturally, she already had long
Okay.
eyelashes, but I was just like, oh God, okay, cool. It's for a look. We went out, cool. I don't think I learned more of it until 2 years ago. I want to say. I think my sister when I got hers done, and then she kind of explained to me how like there's like different kinds. I guess there's like I don't know the names to be honest. There's like a thicker one, there's a longer one, there's a much more lighter one. Like where it's not so heavy.
Hey, you more know than some clients that we met.
I mean this is from just granted speaking to my sister, and then my girlfriend gets her lashes done sometimes too. So that I know of. I just know actually from my girlfriend. Shout out to my beautiful lady. That. You can actually shampoo them and you have to brush them.
You have to wash them.
I learned that this year, and I was like, damn. I guess I see why they're priced at that price range, or at least you guys set your prices. I was like, okay, that makes sense. So that's cool. But I don't know if you want to add to that.
I didn't know any of that.
Do any of your sisters get lashes?
I'm sure they have, but I've never asked.
You don't like notice.
No, I don't. Well, I don't see them like super often. It's like maybe once a week. I probably have learned more like scrolling through you guys' IG because it's just lashes and stuff like that. Like I didn't know you guys actually like had to build it, or you guys like I was watching like some of the shit you guys do. I was like, yo, there's a lot more work into that.
It
than I
got
would've
more
thought.
popular. Would you guys say? I mean, you've had how many years now have you had in it? Andy?
4 or 5
4 years. Okay,
But I will say like COVID really made it really big. Like it was known back then, but COVID, everybody was in their living room with lashes on for sure. It got big out of nowhere.
See, I think it became more popular because out of nowhere, like, which was cool to see. A lot of girls were like picking up on this skill or like going to school from. That's what's up. I think one of my sister's friends started doing her because my sister does nails, and then her friend does lashes, so they kind of like benefit off each other by just like hooking each other up. But
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, at least that's all that I know from lashes. I don't know. I'm sure there's more to it, but
no, yeah. Like I said, there's some people that just come in and they know they want lashes, and like they just tell us like just whatever you think is good, you know. So the fact that that there's thicknesses and lengths and curls, like that's cool, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
I know my shit. I know my shit. Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, do you guys like natural girls, like girls that don't wear a lot of makeup, or girls that wear a lot of makeup, wear the lashes, like do the full thing?
But I'm gonna let you answer that first.
I don't really think I have a preference, to be honest.
Yeah, you do.
I do?
Yeah, you do. I'm not saying I know your answer. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
What's his answer?
I can't.
You kind of are.
I won't speak for you.
You kind of are.
I feel like as an honest man, you wouldn't be like, you know what? I really don't care.
But I don't think I do.
I think a better word to say is that I like both. Not
I don't have. But basically, I don't have a preference.
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to help you out for the future. What if they hit you with like, so what do you like?
Oh, yeah, both, I guess.
Yeah. See, let
me clarify the answer for Oscar over here.
I like playing devil's advocate with them. I mean, I tell my girlfriend that I love when she gets ready. You know, I love her makeup. She's really good at it. And then I love her too when she's just chilling. You know, the famous words of Drake, you know, hair tight, chilling with no makeup on. You know, I think that's when awesome. She's the prettiest. Yeah. So yeah, I like when she does it. So. I even offer times to be like, hey, you know, if you want to get your lashes done, I'll pay for it. Go ahead, you know, because cool. You know, I know you like them. You know, it's something you're gonna like. I'm not gonna buy you something that you don't enjoy. So
yeah, that's cool. That's rare.
Honestly,
yeah.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I swear. All right, go ahead.
No, and I ask that because I have clients that will come to me and they're like, and they'll get like, you know, something very full, and they'll be like, can you make them more natural? My boyfriend doesn't like them that full, or can you like whatever, like to get them different because of their boyfriend's preference, which there's nothing wrong with if they want to please their man, but like if you like them like crazy looking, you know, like really full, like, you know, do what you want.
You know, going back to the question, I feel like I kind of steered away from that question. So when you say natural, like, I don't know, like I feel like, is it easy to tell when lashes or someone got their lashes done and someone who doesn't have their lashes done?
I like everybody. I feel like people who do brows, the first thing they see when they look at somebody's face is their brows. So like, I feel like depending on what you're doing in beauty, like that's what you look at. If somebody does hair, they look at their hair. So if I do lashes, the first thing I look at is people's lashes. And guys too. Like sometimes guys' lashes are curly and long, and I'm like, girl, we have to pay money for this, and you guys get them for free, you know? But no, I feel like I can totally tell when somebody has extensions, just because I work with it every single day. And when somebody has falsies, is different, which is the ones that you just like stick on with the glue. But natural, that's another thing. Like everybody's definition of natural is different, you know? For me, it could be like just mascara, and for somebody else could be what Xennia has on right now, you know? So I guess it depends what you mean by natural. But yeah, I can definitely tell, at least for extensions, if they have them on or not.
So what do you think about when they have like those big ass butterfly motherfuckers just like
they gotta fly away?
Where they can just like flap
to each their own. If you're happy with them, I'm like,
I got you.
Yeah.
Do you guys have clients that get that? Okay.
My bestie, she was the one that introduced me to lash extensions before I became a lash tech, and she get them like, it's called Mega, and if you know what a Mega is, like it's like black, and I would literally clown at her like, girl, go fly away with your lashes, or like, you know, like I can barely see your eyelashes or whatever. But you know, now that I offer that service, it's like Xennia said, like to each your own. Like if it makes you happy, go for it, you know. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, like her lashes are ugly while I'm doing her own lashes, you know. Like if that's what you love, and for some people it actually does look better on them. Yeah. But for some people, like I would guide them for something more natural, you know, depending on what their lifestyle is as well. But yeah, like whatever makes you happy. I mean, there's people that have like really long nails, and what are you gonna do? Like, you know, just let them be.
I guess that's true.
You know,
I agree. Yeah.
Right.
All right, keep them running, keep them coming.
Okay.
If your girlfriend starts asking you to pay for her beauty upkeep, would you?
I already answered that.
Explain beauty.
So, like lashes, nails, like facial,
like the whole, like everything.
If they're like,
or like,
pay for this.
I mean, I'll throw you some money, but I don't know about everything.
Okay, so
is
this one of our questions? Do you know how much we charge?
I do not.
I'll be honest, I do not know.
So it's always been increasing, especially with inflation right now. But right now, like you'll find someone decent for at least $100. So and a fill will probably range from like $80 to $100 as well. So and that's every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on how often they want to come. So if your girl told you like, hey, you have to give me $100 every 2 weeks, is that doable? Or let's say she wants nails and lashes, that's $200, let's say, every 2 weeks.
So there's girls that have this on a weekly basis.
2 weeks,
bi-weekly.
Yeah. At least 2 weeks.
Yeah. Shit, that's like,
you know,
like getting a haircut every week.
Yeah, no, that's definitely
how much
what
is
it
a
is.
haircut?
Yeah.
Now
those are even getting expensive.
Yeah, those are getting pretty expensive. I think
I want to say I don't even pay for
Average?
haircut. I just like bald myself at this point because it's like it's gotten out of hand.
I'd say on average it's averaging $30-$40 now, right?
That's without tip.
Oh, without tip, yeah.
That's
For
without
a $20 or 20-minute haircut.
like
20
30,
minutes?
Let's
30
see.
minutes?
30 minutes.
It depends on who you go to.
Okay.
I think the last time I got a haircut, it was I think
You were still
35.
you were still in the 30s. Yeah.
It was 35, and
Yeah.
then you still gave a tip.
I think now, yeah. Damn, I try not to go every 2 weeks, but when I did at the time, it was like 25, tip 35
Yeah.
in total. Now a haircut, like including scissor work, is like $40, and that's no tip. So
That's just a haircut. That's not
yeah.
including like
That's not including beard,
a shape of a beard. That's
eyebrows.
another-
Wait, that's like an add-on?
I
That's
think-
that is an add-on.
I know.
So
Oh,
from
they be
what I-
taxed for everything.
Yeah, so
respect
from
out to
what I
them.
see
Right? People pay for it. So
with the barbershop I go to, I think now like a full package, like you get the whole shebang. It's like $80, I think.
What do you get for $80?
Beard, eyebrows, I think.
Okay.
Line up, and then hot towel service too, right? Or is
Okay,
that an
that's
add-on
cool.
too?
I think I don't know, bro. Last time I checked, that was an add-on, but that was like.
But I think
COVID.
that's what it comes with. I mean, if you have a beard, I mean, granted, I struggle.
Mhm.
So,
Damn, 100.
would you pay for a guy's upkeep? Let me ask that.
Yes.
So you telling me if
Full-
your
full service?
Yeah.
full service for your husband?
So are we trading?
So it's like,
Is that
so what if he?
Is this like a? Is this like a?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so if he's got you, you got him,
Yeah.
kind of.
I'm more the type of person that I wouldn't expect you to pay
Yeah.
for my stuff. Like I'll do my thing and you do your thing, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're gonna go get a haircut again. Like no, you do your
Okay.
thing, but let me do my thing. You know what I mean? I think that would be more my vibe.
You,
Yeah,
you
man,
see
I
it.
get depressed when
I
he
feel like
doesn't
you
get a
see it more
haircut.
like self care at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind it. Like say
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, I always put a special like, hey, send this to your man. Like I want my lashes done or whatever. Like
Okay.
I wouldn't mind if my man was like, hey, I'll treat you to some lashes for Valentine's Day or whatever.
Gotcha.
Then I'll be like, okay, like that would be nice, But I wouldn't be like, oh, he didn't like offer.
You can
know?
go ahead. You can go ahead and look at the camera and say that. Tell
That's
some hints. Free game.
Oh.
Yeah. Add some business cards.
There you go.
That's
Okay.
a much better answer.
Yes.
Because 100% of the time, I don't think I got
What
that.
will I do if I pay my girl every 2 weeks? That just means I gotta go harder, so I gotta get more money. So
Yeah.
if I could, I would. I'll just leave it as that.
Cool. That's nice. Nice to know. Okay, so another question. Would you ever consider becoming a lash tech?
No one would you guys charge now?
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Keep making
Dude,
bank.
she's a great instructor. En un
Yeah,
mes
you guys
aprende.
wanna-
Okay, so you're selling classes too? Is she getting commission off this?
Yeah.
All right.
Free advertisement. It's an ad for
Make-
you
Yeah, she
guys.
does.
Take
We were
note,
just
take
talking about
note.
shit, that she wants to like help me and be my assistant. I'm like, hell yeah.
Okay.
I always use Xennia as an example too, because Xennia when she took my class,
Yeah.
and when she took my class, like she was like nervous and like she's
like-
very expressive. So like I saw her like scratching her head, and like, what am I doing? And like just me in the background, like just like kind of like giggling, but not making fun of her, but just like because I was in her shoes, and I was like I would cry. Like there were more lashes on the floor than on the doll sometimes. Like it was bad, and so I saw myself in her a lot. So I'm just like she's gonna get there, and like look at her, she's like popping now, So I always tell people like the example of Xennia and other students that I've taught, but like it's hard, but once you get through it, you can make serious money with it, but it's not easy. Like starting a business is not easy either,
Le tienes que meter ganas.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's on the question on there, but I kind of want to ask, how many students have you taught? If you can give an answer.
over
You said
50
like
for sure.
50 students? Oh, damn.
Okay.
You started
Okay.
in 2020 giving classes or beforehand?
No, I started, I think 2020. Yeah, I did start 2020 teaching. But I don't have like big classes. Like
It's just
I
more
do
like a
intimate-
private
yeah.
one-on-one kind of thing? Or
I do like minimum one person. I try to do two because I feel like you do need that moral support of somebody that's joining the journey with you. Because when it's just the trainer and then the student, you feel like, oh, I suck. And like you think the trainer's like judging you or whatever. And I'm really like helpful and motivating. But like at the end of the day, you can only just do so much as a teacher. So like if you're there with somebody else who's like doing the thing with you, like you guys got each other. You're like, oh, this sucks. I know
Okay.
this sucks too. You know what I mean? So like I try to have at least 2 students, but the most I've had, I believe, is like 8 students
in one
At one
class?
time?
in one class, yeah. And I used, especially the last 2 years, I used to do them monthly, like one training a month and the trainings are 5 days, in the evenings. But this year was like, I think inflation really affected everything. So I've only been doing it like once every 3 months. So my last training is actually November, and like I'm trying to make that one big because I'm not going to do any more trainings for the rest of the year. Maybe next year I'll do like 2 trainings, like big ones, because I'm trying to move on to other like projects and stuff, and I only have so much time, you know. But I do love training. I love it.
That's dope.
How much do you charge for training?
Right now, I just upgraded my trainings, so it's a business course. So it teaches you like classic, hybrid, volume, mega. I'm sure you don't know what that is. Yeah. The whole thing. And then it teaches you how to start the business on Instagram. It gives you the whole kit, which includes the massage table, the light, and then like everything that you need to lash. And all that is like $2,500. Again, 5 days. You get ongoing mentorship. We do a private celebratory dinner with your certification at the end. I include you in a group chat with all of my grad students. So if you want to bulk buy, or like you need advice, or you're like struggling or whatever, like you have that support from other people in Arizona who have taken my course, or you have me myself, and I'm like, hey girl, remember when I taught you this? Or like, no, don't do that to your client, or whatever. Like, you know, we'll just talk about it. But they have ongoing support afterwards too. So I think it is pricey, but I do think I try to.
Not at all. I was gonna say raise your price.
Return on investment,
because like the way I see it, it's grown so much. Mm-hmm. You know, it's only right to raise your prices up if that's what you're including in your package deal. Because I don't think a lot of these lash technicians are offering that at all. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
The average trainer that I've seen, they do it for like 1 or 2 days,
and they ghost you after.
They ghost you after. They teach you the bare base. It's like gatekeeping. Like they only teach you what they want you to know. But they like if you have a question like what glue do you use, or like things that you want to know, they just kind of don't tell you. At least based on my experience and the experience of my students who have gone to other places. And me, I'm an open book. Like you can tell me anything, and I'll literally tell you my honest answer. And if I don't know, I'll be like, girl, I don't know, but let's figure it out or whatever. Like I always tell my students, like, I encourage you to be better than me. Like, if you're better than me, that says more about me as a teacher than anything. Like, I want you to be the best lash tech in Arizona, because the demand is there. Like, every single day, there's a girl that wants to try lashes, you know? So there's no reason for me to, like, keep my clients and, like, never share them. Because, girl, I want to go on vacation sometimes, and I'm like, girls, I need someone to help me take up my clients, you know? So if we support each other like that, then I think it's gonna help out in the long run, you know? Like, and I think it also says a lot because if you are open like that, people are gonna be more willing to be like, oh, like I like the way Andy like thinks, like I want to go to her, like she seems more honest or more frank. Because like I said, I'm not perfect and I don't know all the answers. But if I approach it like that, then they're gonna be more willing to be like, okay, like it's not as scary or it's not as bad. Like let me give it a shot, you know? So that's kind of how I approach it. But I do understand what you're saying, like about my prices. But I honestly feel like it's too much. But also just because like I am home based and I am like I give it my all and everything. But like it's hard out there. Like there's a lot of competition and everything. So I just try to like kind of be.
I get that honestly, and the only reason why I would say raise your price, and I tell him too all the time, because nowadays you don't get that much authenticity. Is that how you say it, right? Okay, I have a lisp, so sorry. You don't get that much authenticity and engagement like you're giving. At least what I'm getting out of you, because like you said, there's always those people who just do like the bare minimum. They only give out their best practice, and then like you said, they ghost you. If you're offering that, I think you're not only giving them the skill, but you're giving them the encouragement. You're giving them the confidence, of course. You know, with this package deal, and
right.
Well, sounds like a whole business plan, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, I think we need to work with you, because we got a lot of questions about setting up business plan. I couldn't tell you how many times we just kind of have these meetings.
Yeah, and you're just
yeah.
Well, we call them meetings, and it's really just like us kind of bullshit.
Yeah. I think definitely us being like really good friends gets in the way of things, but when it comes time to do things, all right, we can get shit done.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, we're just like, all right, let's get to it.
Yeah.
An hour later.
For sure. But. I mean, you guys are doing a great job. Your Instagram is like put together, like it's nicely organized.
You know, I won't be surprised. You know, I welcome every lash technician who's watching this. You know, hit the follow button. You know,
yeah,
please, yeah, please.
Use our promo code next TOPICS&VIEWS 20 at your. I'm just kidding.
Your next visit.
Yeah, your next visit with Lashes by Andy.
I don't know who they are.
But to my girls that doze off, these are the guys that we usually listen to.
They're just so you played out loud?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Random things.
Oh damn.
Sometimes I'm like trying to cover her ears. I'm like,
so
sometimes they're like young, and I'm like, okay, my bad. And she's like, oh no, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Carry on.
Yeah, that's another thing in our. I mean, they have to close their eyes for like hours, so more than likely they're gonna fall asleep. Okay. So either some of us put meditation music, some of us put podcasts, some of us put like a show, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, depending on the vibe, like I'm always putting different kinds of podcasts, or like my thing, I like to put like motivational videos.
Okay.
Like like wake up in a good mood or whatever, and like sometimes girls be venting and they're like, oh, I have it rough or whatever. And I'm like, I got you. And I'll play this video and they walk out and they're like, I got this.
Thank you. Hell yeah. If you're getting your lashes done and listening to this, you got this, girl. This is your week.
This is your week.
This is your week. Own it.
Cool.
Yeah. What we got? I lost track. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I think we just got done answering the becoming a lash thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you old fashioned? Like you want to take care of your woman, or can you respect a woman who confidently hustles?
You see, the way inflation was brought up earlier.
Let's be real.
I mean, I want to be old fashioned, but
I would want to be old fashioned. Yes, I would definitely want to be, but
So you wouldn't mind her like just being at home and taking care of that role?
This is a great conversation to have with Edwin.
Say that again. Say it one more time.
Edwin's like, where's the mic?
Like, would I mind? I mean, I would love to, right? But I feel like that question itself kind of steers to another topic. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I mean, for all, like, if she holding me down at home, I would do it for her.
Cool.
But I'll just leave it.
But just not with inflation right now.
Yeah, like I said,
it's a little hard with inflation. But
see, like my route is different for most successful men. Mm-hmm. Like mine is like all over the place right now. But we're going to the top for sure. Yeah. We're going to the top for sure.
We're trying to climb the.
I don't doubt any of my friends. I don't doubt Book or Edwin. We're gonna be all the top at one day.
Yeah, so. For sure. And you guys are consistent. And you have a set mindset to it. So it takes time.
So this is definitely a shout out to my girl for
holding it down,
sticking with your boy for this long. So thank you.
Oh yeah, cool. What about you?
Well, kind of the same thing as Zasha said. Like, I would love to do that, but life kind of comes at you hard right now, especially with inflation and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad if she's out there like getting her own bread. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
Hell, we can add more income to everything. I'm not gonna be mad about that.
I guess that was the real question. Like, if a woman is running her business or like doing her thing, and what if she's making more money? Or what if she's so busy?
Oh, baby, where the mop at?
Yeah. If that's a question, my manlyhood is not. I'm not gonna be offended.
I would like to add more income for sure, but I mean, I don't mind it at all. Like the way I see it, if they run their own business, it's like you have that financial freedom in a way. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about having to show up to an office to clock in. You don't have to worry about, not coming into work because, hey, you don't have your time approved. Like, I think that's the biggest role of it. If she could do that, then, hats off to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Not to mention if I'm over here doing my own thing, like, I can't be mad at her for making her own money her own way. So
respect that. For sure. I want to be taken care of. I'm just kidding.
Hey.
No, I feel like we're both we both started our businesses, and, we need someone that will support that and understand that. Because not everybody does. Some people are insecure and they think you're not giving me enough time. You're giving more time to your work, which normally it's like you're focusing on other people, but in reality, you're focusing on your business. And sometimes there's that extra problem, and then you have to deal with that, which also can be unhealthy because sometimes you can work so much and not realize you're affecting your personal life, your people around you.
Oh yeah,
that's
a balance.
That's what it comes with when you start chasing, a business or being self-employed. For sure, it comes with that price of just having to learn to balance as you go.
Work
there won't be days where it's going to be perfect. It's going to be things that happen, and then you got to catch up, or you need to, have family first.
Yeah.
So I definitely see it being an issue with being in the Latino community because we're so big on family comes together. Family
misogyny.
Yes. So there's a plus to it, right? But then there's that when you want to do your own thing, they become a little envious, like, oh, you don't care about us anymore. But again, that's another topic that we could go on for days about. But we hear about lashes though. So
you want to ask the next question?
Oh, what are your guys' zodiac signs?
Oh
If
shit.
you know it.
your birthday?
What do you think my zodiac sign is?
From this 30 minutes that we've been
Never
talking,
I
can
mean,
you
yeah,
guess?
this
I
the
feel
small
like-
meetings we've had.
I feel like with you asking this question, you're able to guess signs. I'm gonna just take a while. No, you're not
Taurus.
This
that.
is why I asked.
Huh?
Xenia
Are you a
to
Taurus?
How the fuck do you know?
Oh shit! Oh, she got it.
Because you're chill.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I am a
Damn.
Taurus.
And Taurus don't give up, you know.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
420.
that vibe.
420.94.
I
ask.
like that.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Mine's gonna be hard to guess. So
Really?
I'm gonna let's just give you one shot. I'll give you 2 shots.
I don't know. Give me like Cancer, Scorpio vibes.
No. Build the suspense. I'll give you. I'll let you get a shot. At
I'm
it.
literally gonna do a random guess because I'm
Go
not
ahead.
really good with science.
Oh, it's okay.
Pisces. You're Pisces?
Yeah, I'm
What?
a Pisces. Yeah. I'm a fish. Is that what it is? Right?
Yeah,
A
you're
fish.
a fish.
Oh,
Water
shit.
sign. Good shit.
Cool.
Edwin, what's your sign?
Nah, you haven't heard you talk, bro.
Yeah.
Why?
You have like 3 different personalities, bro.
Cancer.
Are you an Aries?
Are you?
He's an Aries.
And Aries.
Crazy.
Wait, when's your birthday?
Well, that's crazy.
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
Oh, we're only a month apart. I'm March 3rd.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy.
No, I had Xenia ask because I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
But when I tell her, she's like, "Oh, girl, it's because this is happening." Or like whatever.
I feel that more out of Xenia.
Yeah, I was telling her like I was having some problems, like emotional problems and whatever. I'm like, I don't know, like I just been like feeling it, and she's like, "It's because girl, like Mercury right now."
Oh, you know Mercury's in retrograde.
You know Mercury's in
my shit's all
retrograde right now.
fucked.
I'm just like,
You know,
okay, that
the
makes
moon
sense.
right now
Wow.
shifting at a very weird angle. So, okay.
Yeah, so she's the one that educates me. I'm very intrigued, but like I can't sit down and be like, "You're this and you're that." Like I kind of get a vibe, you know, but like she's the one that educates me with
I
it.
feel like some people don't believe in it at all, but I'm like, in a way, it kind of gives you away a little bit. Like people give themselves away.
I feel like for sure being a lash tech because you get to converse with your
Yeah.
clients, and then you only just get to like wonder him. This
Kind of
person
get their
may be-
personality. So I don't believe in it, I'll be honest. But
Taurus things.
is that a Taurus trait? I just
Edwin doesn't believe in it either. Yep, you give me the face.
is that also an
But
Aries
like,
thing?
if you guys got into it, like you guys could read girls. Like you could, like I don't know, like they give themselves away. Like if you wanted to get somebody, like
I'm gonna
read
start
onto
looking.
their
I'm gonna
sign.
start
No,
going
like,
looking at the
but I
stars now.
understand where that
Literally,
comes
the
from.
moon. Check the
Say,
moon.
yo, that shit's 9 degrees north.
No. But like, I completely understand how you're like, I don't see the like, I don't get it. You know? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like that too. But I just like slowly was like tiptoeing my way through, and like you slowly, like you can't just be like, oh yeah, that's completely me, this is my sign. Like that's not how
Yeah.
that works, you know? But like if you start to just be more open minded, you don't have to be like, yeah, like. Accept it right away, but like if you just hear it out, you like Sunny said, you start to see a little connections, and you're like, okay, like I understand it. And then if you're more educated in it, you can just be like kind of pick up on people's vibes, you know. And sometimes it's helpful because like let's say you guys have a podcast, like I don't know if you guys are compatible or not. She might know, but like that
Yes,
might help you guys with your
are
business.
tight.
We're polar opposites. I like to
I
say.
guess that's good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I get it. Like it's, you know, some people love it. My boyfriend absolutely hates it. I cannot have a conversation with him about it. Like he's just like not here for it. But I, you know, respect that, and he respects the fact that I like to look into it sometimes, you know. So to each his own, I guess, with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to know about horoscopes. I mean, because it's kind of weird, you know. I learned that it's not always the same for like, let's say, a Pisces man and a Pisces woman.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like from what I read, it's only ever like one thing that's pretty accurate, but the other thing that's like no, like. But I don't know. Lately, from what my girlfriend says to me, I'm like, oh, these are pretty spot on. I was just talking about this last week, and then they're like, oh, you know, Mercury
Oh,
retrograde.
so she's into it too.
She
That's
reads
cool.
it. Yeah, she keeps me. That's why I know about it. But
What's your sign?
she is a Leo.
Oh,
Yes.
you got a spicy one.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very quiet.
Really?
Yeah, she's very shy. But
What?
if you get to be her friend, of
Yeah.
course, she's very open. But like right off, man, she's very shy.
Cool. Well, I mean, in the question here, it says like your big three. So it's not like you said, maybe there's like one thing on your sign that you're like, yeah, that's me. But there's also like two other signs that really like represent who you are as a person. So me, I like, they say Pisces are crybabies. And I'm just like, girl, like sometimes I'm not emotional at all. So I didn't get that. But then like, she would always tell me like, dude, you're such a Virgo. You're such a Virgo. And I'm just like, how? Like, but then I like started learning about it and I realized like my rising is a Virgo. So that means like the way you come off, like your first impression, that's what I come off as. So now I get it. And I was like, I was in denial. I don't know why. And then I started looking into, I'm like, okay, like I can see myself more in this sign and then more in this sign. So if you don't see yourself in just one sign, like, you know, get to know your big three and then like figure that out. Cause sometimes you'll be impressed and you'll be like, damn, like, how does this book know about me? Like, that's kind of scary, you know? But yeah, like your big three can say a lot.
I didn't even know there was such thing about a big three.
What is the big three?
So, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your sun sign is the one that you guys probably know. It's like the sign that you were like the month or the date that you were born. And then the moon sign is how you are emotionally like connect with people. So like the way you emotionally are as a person. So that's what really matters in a relationship, is looking at each other's moon signs. And then the rising sign is, like I said, the first impression, like what people see, the first thing they see about you. So and that one, and you get to know all these three by like, you know, looking at the date, like what time you were born and stuff like that, depending the location and the time and all that. Again, I don't know a lot about it. I'm just learning about this, but she's the one that like was really telling me like you need to look at your big three and stuff.
This would be a great opportunity to start a podcast and read horoscopes. Just saying, yeah. Because if you're that well educated, why not, right? You know, there's people who like it.
People will listen to it.
People will listen to it.
I mean, especially girls. You know, like I'm sure there's so many girls out there that are like, oh my gosh, yes. And we're thinking, we're like, I mean, we're talking about doing a podcast too, and so we're thinking about segments and like different things.
You guys are going to start a podcast after
it's
tonight.
happening.
So I believe in manifestation. That I do. So that is gonna happen. So
yeah, for sure. And so we're thinking about maybe doing a segment of like something about horoscopes, or like we definitely want to do one about manifestation and talking about like speaking things into reality and like motivating people in some way. Because sometimes like the reason we even wanted to do this is because we'll have some very, very deep conversations and we're like, girl, people need to hear this. Like, like, you know, so yeah, but completely understand. Like, I think that would be really cool having a segment on zodiac signs.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Can I say phone? Next question. How do you deal with haters? This is not lash related.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys get a lot of like backlash or like people talking shit?
Do people talk shit?
I don't know, to be honest.
That's awesome.
Honestly, I haven't heard. If anyone does, I've never heard people talk shit about the podcast.
Yeah,
Cool.
at least you're not about the podcast. Yeah, no. Usually they just talk shit like, oh, you think this? Why you know? When we voice our opinion, not necessarily like strong hate, but it's usually like, yo, bro, how can you do that? You know. I think when we talk about sports, for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, that's internal.
Yeah.
From this guy. So.
But differences, you know, never really like hate about like speaking down on us. No, I think we got a lot of support, which I am grateful for. I honestly didn't expect much from like listens. I honestly thought like, you know, we're averaging maybe 10 listeners. You know, there's always going to be those loyal 10 people. But there was the end of 2021 where we were like, how many plays we had in that 1 year alone, and we had less episodes from that first year we did.
Yeah, we like damn near tripled or doubled the numbers we had in the first year, and we reached outside of the U.S. It was like Germany.
Yeah, there was out of country,
Ireland. It was weird. Like,
Did you promote yourself out there?
I think
I mean, not
intentionally, not as much as we should now. But I think what really helps us is that we're on more than the most common platform. So we're more than just Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. We're on iHeartRadio podcast.
So iHeartRadio helps a lot with that. But I think the main ones, Google, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and then
there was this other Google podcast.
Google podcast. So we're on those, but being on those, you automatically get added to even smaller ones. So we're like on Stitcher. I think there's one called
Dang. Do you guys pay for all these platforms?
No.
Just SoundCloud though.
Well, SoundCloud, so it works. So you pay SoundCloud to host it, and that gives us like an RSS feed. That RSS feed we feed to Apple, iHeart, Google, and Spotify, and then they distribute everything.
Cool. So you pretty much go through SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's really just the whole like
You're talking to 2 SoundCloud artists.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah. From AZ.
That really is just to hold like to be able to hold the episodes because I mean these can be like 3-4 gigabytes sometimes.
Yeah.
So to hold that all on one single platform, you need to pay for that service. That's really what we're paying for.
Cool. Do you guys pay for each episode or just for the platform?
It's just a
It's just a
platform.
platform, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's just a yearly subscription you have to pay for.
I like how we started talking about podcasts and not the haters.
See? Because there's no hate.
There's not.
Yeah,
There's not.
love
I mean,
that. Love that for you guys.
So-
if there's a hater, it's my car. That's really it. Like,
Yeah, I think that'd be the biggest hater, to be honest. You know, we have this thing where we just talk about how we're just average Joes trying to keep our check engine light off. And I think the moment I started using that quote a lot,
Relatable.
things got a lot worse.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
okay,
man.
that's the thing. Like the way that you speak to yourself about yourself, like it's like a
So I should
never
stop
ending
talking
You know
about my
what?
car.
Yeah,
You
but
need
like
to-
it's
you need to take it-
amazing.
you need to,
Thank you
like, let out,
for
be like,
starting
I
today.
love you. Like
Yeah.
you take me.
You
to
know what?
work
I'm
every
gonna
day.
lie.
You know,
I've been- I've
but
been
I
through-
talk to my car like that. Yo, like, oh,
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
love you.
I-
thank
I-
you for
Here's
taking-
when you say the things you say. You know?
Yeah.
Like the negative things.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know. I
say
feel
shit.
like
It's
I'm
like
not gonna
traffic.
say
Like when you're stuck in traffic, or when you're already running late, you're like, "Oh, I'm running late," and like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make
That's
it."
the worst
And then you
fucking
get
traffic that
traffic,
day.
and then you don't get parking, and then like everything starts going wrong. So instead of being like, "Okay, you already know you're late,"
Yeah.
but you're like, "Everything's gonna work out." Well, maybe your boss is also late, so didn't even notice that you were late or something, you know. So you already
Yeah.
know what's happening in your reality, but be like, "Okay, this like it's gonna get better. It's already better." Like I have to be late because something's happening.
yeah,
They're-
like ya pasó.
whatever.
And then that's it.
That's
That
kind of
was that.
funny that we're talking about because that happened legitimately today. I was
Maybe.
late for work, and I was just like, "Shit!" And I know my supervisor, quote unquote, that was his day. He was gonna come back from vacation, but I came in 30 minutes later into the workday. He's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna make it today, guys. Just do what you gotta do." I was like, all right, cool. You know,
Yeah.
and it was just,
And you're like, nobody has to know.
all right. You know, that's how we gotta speak to existence, Nate. You know, drive a Lamborghini.
Gotta take
next
care
week.
of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
The
but for
Lambo.
real though, like I'm not really good at it. I try to be consistent, but like I also like about manifestation. So like every time I get in my car, I'll like touch like the wheel and I'll say like, I'm so happy to be on this Bentley. And it's not a Bentley. I have a Chevy Cruise. But every day I'm like, I'm so happy to be driving this Bentley. And like one day it'll happen, and one day I will be driving that Bentley. But like I said, I have to be consistent with it. And like it's not just saying it, but also like truly believe it. Like you gotta smell the car, you gotta like feel the engine, like, you know, really feel like you have that car or whatever it is that you want to manifest, you know. But it's about believing it and like really feeling like you have it. It's already happening, you know.
You're gonna get that Bentley, Andy.
I
believe
sure
it or not.
will.
You will.
Cool.
Oh,
What else we got?
I think we got one more question for the podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Have you had a bad experience with a past guest? Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
And who is it? I'm just kidding.
Wow. Expose us.
Yes.
On our own
It
podcast.
It was when I interviewed this guy.
And you guys have haters before. You
I'm
sure
just
will
kidding.
now.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, there was one episode. I don't know which one it is, but it was specifically me interviewing him. Like instead of us being co-hosts, we
Yeah.
was like, all right, but
So he was a bad guest? Is that what you said?
On my own podcast. Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't think we've had a bad experience.
It wasn't so much a bad experience. It was just like, it was early in our
Yes.
podcast career. Like we
Yes.
didn't know how to.
Prepared?
Well, it wasn't even so much that we didn't know how to like.
I think transition was still an issue for us, where we were like, all right, let's keep the flow going.
Oh, like hold a conversation?
Kind of.
I guess you could say that. It's like it's different. It's a little different from like just speaking one on one with someone. Having the mic in front of someone, like it freaks people out.
Yeah.
And we probably took on guests a little sooner than we should have.
Okay.
So
See, like you guys are doing great, right? You guys are like natural, just speaking. No, trust me, there
Yeah,
was
there
some
was
people.
some.
There was maybe one or two that were just like
Super shy.
one 2-word answers, and we're just like, all right.
Yeah.
like
What's
it
up?
didn't matter how much we tried
Yeah.
to pull them
And-
out, like they wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it is intimidating. Don't get me wrong. Like I was like shitting bricks before we got here. You're like we both were like, oh my god, we're doing this. But like I told her like, we got to come in having a conversation because that's what you guys are doing. Like we watch you guys' podcast and you guys are literally having conversation. Sometimes talking about nothing, but then that nothing is like, oh, that's really cool. I can relate, or that's interesting, or whatever. So we got to like approach it like that. Not so much like there's a mic in front of you and there's a camera. Like, you know, you got to have we don't know each other. So we're like asking each other questions. You don't know what's going to happen, but like you got to take it one conversation at a time, I guess.
Exactly.
You know?
Nate won't say it, but we really appreciate those words because, believe it or not,
how are you gonna just
you guys crying?
like, I mean, me personally, I enjoy that. You know, it's like because I want it to be just at least when we started this podcast, I just wanted to feel like if you're just hanging out with us and just like getting to know us. You know, there was always those people who came out to me after high school. They're like, "Yo, dude, you're a pretty interesting dude. Like, why were you so quiet?" I was like, I wasn't even that. It was just like I won't talk because I'm just have that first instinct of being shy, but it's like if you just converse with me, this is what we talk about. It's the Pisces in you. There you go, Pisces. But
that probably is though.
But yeah, no, I really appreciate those words coming from, you know, us meeting for the first time. You know, we had a few like conversations between, you know, DMs and then the phone call, and then now we're here, which is cool. Again, thank you. Nate won't say it, but I'll say it for him. He's pretty.
I know. I appreciate. I appreciate. I don't even get the chance, dog. Maybe that Taurus shit is true. Maybe we're just too chill. I don't say shit.
You're too laid back, man.
No, I definitely appreciate like you guys even just reaching out. Like that was. I think we've only had one other person do that.
And I was going to ask, like, has anyone reached out and be like, we want to be in the podcast?
Yes. We've had a lot.
A lot of people that do that. Like,
there's still
the perspective from like you guys wanting to start your own and asking us for advice. Like we've had one other person.
Oh,
do
really?
that. Yeah.
And you've given them advice and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
We actually had.
I don't know what we're doing.
Well, at that point we didn't really.
Actually, I think that's what kind of kept us going is that it was Melissa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. An old friend of his reached out to us. You know, she listened to a very, I would like to say, hot topic, controversial podcast. But
the toxic episode.
The toxic episode.
Which one is that one?
I think you guys should listen. There's 2 episodes actually.
Toxic?
I think there's 2.
Are y'all toxic?
Oh. What was the name of it? Was we name it what I said? Is that
what was controversial about it?
The title, really?
Yeah, I think it is episode. All right, I'll tell you the second one. The episode 85. It's actually called Feedback.
Okay.
And then, but I'm pretty sure you know the first one.
I'm gonna find that one. Where is it? How far back do you think it was?
Oh, dude, I want to say it was 2020 for sure. It was an episode. I think I found it. Hold on. No, I lied. Was it before or after the Migos episode?
Might have been before. Episode 17.
Yes.
The title was called "I'd Rather Her Be Unhappy with Me."
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to Tory Lane. Shout out to Tory Lane's lyric. That's what it was.
Oh, that was when that's when Tory Lanez was doing his quarantine live Instagram videos, right?
That's what it was.
That's
yeah,
what started it. Then we kind of talked about a toxic trait, and then yeah.
So she was like, I need a podcast to speak my truth, or like
no. What? I'll let Nate talk. But I thought it was crazy.
So I went to elementary and middle school with her. After that, I lost contact. Never heard from her again. And then she just happened to follow me on Instagram during the pandemic, and we had started episode 17 at that point. And I guess she must have heard a couple episodes, but that was the episode that was like, yeah, I got to say some shit. She had to tell us something. Like she messaged me. She's like, hey, it's good to hear from you. Good to all this and that. And then right into the feedback from that episode. Oh, yeah. And I think feedback was her. Was that episode we had her on?
Yeah, that was her episode that we had her as a guest because we were on her podcast. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned she has a podcast. Mm-hmm. Definitely check it out. But yes, second episode was her feedback. A long episode, kind of like ended with just bringing that topic back up. And she actually had a note, right?
Oh,
she did.
Oh, that's the background photo of the post.
If you can find the Instagram post.
Yeah, I think I found it.
So that was actually from us. We went to her house to actually record.
Oh yeah,
we drank. And she saved that note.
She saved this note when she like first wrote to us. I don't know if you could see it, but
there's someone on the back and the front. It was just all these notes, and she just sent me a whole like 4 or 5 paragraphs.
I just remember I was working from home at that time, and I just remember like getting a DM from Boog. He's like, "Yo, we got our first response." I'm like, "Oh hell yeah, let's check it out." I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Is that the one that
damn. Like,
I don't know if I'd say that was a hater because she.
Nah, that was
we're cool.
That was love. That was honest love. That
Yeah.
Cool.
But that was interesting.
But that's cool. Like out of that, she's like, I need to, because she started her podcast from that. No.
Yeah.
Cool. So see, you guys are influencing people.
See, I
guess so. Shit.
No, we only like to motivate people, and it's only right you go check out her podcast. I think it's really
What's
great.
her podcast?
It's called
Who Gave This Girl a
Who
Mic?
Gave This Girl a Mic
Okay, I
podcast.
love that. Make sure you guys follow her.
Yeah, go ahead, follow it now. It's great. Honestly, she has definitely more women related topics, so you know it's only fair to put her on. And not to toot my own horn, but I am her intro on her podcast.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah.
So if you
play it,
you gotta play it. You'll hear it.
yeah, if you play it, you'll hear like a brief statement of someone saying, "Who gave this girl a mic?"
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Yours truly.
That's dope.
I thought
Love
that's cool
that.
to this day. You know, hopefully she uses it till forever. If not, appreciate the time of just
Go
being that
while it
intro.
lasted.
Yeah. So
Love that. I think we're done with the question. I mean, we have questions for our podcast. I don't know if you want to record that.
I'm down. I mean,
Yeah.
if we can knock it out.
Do you guys have questions for us?
I mean, I think you have any questions or no?
No. I mean, a lot of the questions I would have had, we kind of answered in
Okay.
between everything.
I mean, I do have some just like runner-up questions just to follow up. Like, being on the lash topic, like, do you see this being I want to say a business, but seeing this as what's the word I'm thinking of?
This is like your guys' final step in the career.
Yeah,
Or you guys
would you
doing
say-
something more with it.
Would you say that you being a lash technician is where you see yourself in the next 5 years or 10 years, or is it going to progress to something bigger?
I would say, like, I love it. I love lashing, but I know it's not my end goal. I
Okay.
have like a few.
Projects.
Yes. Don't want to say.
That's cool.
Okay.
As long as you have something in mind. And I
Yeah.
think that's the coolest thing you get from when you start doing this kind of career path. Like, you don't just want to just be settled. You want to do more.
Yeah.
And at least that's how I see it with this podcast. Eventually, I don't know. I never really talk about this, but to give a little curveball for this guys, some days I'll see like maybe there'll be an episode where we have Edwin talk on the episode and I'm in the background, or if, someone's traveling. Maybe
cool.
bringing on you team for sure. We'll see where that takes us.
Merch.
Yeah, definitely.
See,
That'd be sick.
and then I'm working on it still. And then this wasn't my first kind of like side hustle. I don't know if I ever brought it up or discussed it, but I have a t-shirt brand that I'm working on.
Cool. I
So-
think I heard it in one of the podcasts.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's definitely like my pride and joy right now. My
Yeah.
baby, it's still growing. I'm kind of like Drake right now. I'm hiding him from the world, like,
You're hiding your son?
yeah, like I'm hiding my son from the world. I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Sometimes you
Okay.
gotta work in silence.
But
Yeah.
I am being more, I want to say, open and advertising on it, but I'm just putting more time into it
Yeah.
now. So, and that's why I ask. I mean, just because I know there's so much you can do, and I feel like there's a lot of opportunity when being a lash technician, because it just opened doors to more things, like having, let's say, more than one lash locations, having studios.
And the people that you meet too, networking is
Networking,
huge, because
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
anybody can come to you, and the conversations that you have with them, you're just like, dang, bouncing off ideas off each other, and it's basically
Yeah. I mean, we literally, out of
Yeah.
a conversation,
Yeah.
decided to start a podcast,
Who has the more ideas, you or Xennia?
I think we have different strengths.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm very business savvy, but she'll be like, I don't know, like, we just have, like, she's very creative, or like she'll think of a way that I didn't think of it, like, I feel like, and we're also very, very different, but also we complement each other, so
Yeah.
I think it's great that we aren't very similar, because
you see it in a different perspective, and I see the other side, or
but yeah,
vice
we're
versa.
Yeah.
It works.
I don't know. I feel like for me, lashes, I would give the advice, like, lashes, you pretty much think about it because you work from home, more than likely, and you're financially free, and you're your own boss. You get to pick your hours, like, you go on vacation, like, but the biggest thing is, like, financial freedom. But don't just get stuck and get comfortable with lashes or any business that you start. Like, I encourage people to, like, okay, cool, like, you made it. You have booked clients. Like, you're not wondering if you're going to be booked next week or whatever. Like, you know that people are coming back, but don't just stay there. Like, don't just splurge your money like that. Save it and invest it, or like do another thing with that, you know? Like, my goal, I have many goals, many projects that I want to start. Eventually, I want to stop doing lashes, but not, maybe in 5 years, I'll have like very limited clients, but no longer accepting new clients kind of thing. And maybe just lash like 2 days of the week. And then the other days will be like content days, or like doing my other businesses or whatever it is that I want to do. But I think that's a smart way to do, not just lashes, but any business. Like, once you're financial free, like, run with it, because everybody's all-time goal is like to make the money on its own, and you're just like on TikTok or doing whatever you want, you know? So you just got to be smart about how you get that money, and like, once you get that money, how to use that money and how to invest it. But especially in the Mexican culture, I feel like we want to appear rich and we're actually poor, when in reality we got to look poor and, you know, make rich moves, you know? But it's harder, it's easier said than done. But once you make it to like your financial freedom, you're just like, oh my gosh, like the opportunities open, and, you know, there's so many things that you could do with it. But it's just like being smart about it and doing things in order, and like being patient too, because it doesn't happen overnight. I see a lot of TikToks or like Instagram reels where like people would be like, this is how much I make in a day as a lash tech. And like, then people take my class and they think like they graduate and like right away they're going to have book clients. And that's not how it works. Like, it sucks and it's uncomfortable, and like you have to get better. Your lashes are not going to be pretty. Not everybody is going to want to come to you. Like, lashes takes forever at first, but then eventually, like, one day you wake up and you're like, okay, it's not that bad. And like, now I'm getting more booked and more booked and more booked. And then you see the other side and you're like, wow, like I would have never thought like this is my reality, like, you know? And it's great. It's an awesome feeling. Like, I love what I do. I absolutely love lashing. You know, I don't feel like I'm working. Some days are harder than others, like any other thing, but you know, like, it's not my all-time goal either. Like, it's very labor intense. So I want to make sure I do something that kind of like gives to more people as well, you know?
Great answer. And I definitely say you're in the right direction, or at least your perspective is where it needs to be at. Yes. Yes. And I want to ask, do any of your students, or Xennia, did you know about this, about her not eventually doing lashes at one point or taking new customers?
No, like when she told me
put you on the
that,
spot,
I was
my
like,
bad.
I'm like, who's gonna do
Which is
that?
cool, right?
Yeah, it's just like,
and then,
like, for another lash tech?
Shit.
No, and then like you make that relationship with your lash tech, and you, I don't know, like, dude, like, I low key. Oh, never mind. I don't want to say this.
Nah, you don't. You can't do that here.
No.
You can't do that here.
No, okay. So I've gone to other girls, and I mean, cool, you
Wow.
know,
Oh,
I do a
shit.
great job.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know.
No.
And I'm like, no, thank you guys for your time and all of that. Like, you guys did great. But I don't know, like, I just like her lashes. I like her quality. I like the time that, like, she takes on them. And you can tell when somebody takes their time and when they don't. That's a big one for me. I'm like, dude, like, you should do something on people that you would want done on yourself.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know.
But I feel like that's with
understand that.
anything. Like, you know, you can do something it's obvious what the intentions are. Like, whether if it's training somebody or lashing giving a service or a podcast, like anything that you do, like if your intention is like for the money or for the views or whatever, like it's very evident. Yeah. But if you're authentic and you're making a connection and you're giving them, like she said, like the treatment that you wish they gave you on the other side, then those people really feel it and they appreciate it, you know? Like sometimes like you can be barely starting to lash and your lashes aren't that pretty, you know, but you're a great person. You had a great conversation. They're like, you know what, Andy's lashes, like, right, but like she was awesome. Like I'm gonna go back with her, you know. So sometimes just being your authentic self like goes a long way, you know. And eventually you build that like trust and the confidence, and they're like, oh, it's because Andy takes care of my lashes, or Andy knows exactly, like she communicates with me, like, you know, whatever it is I'm trying to give her, like if it doesn't work, I explain why instead of like, no, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like it's just building that relationship and going that extra step to make sure that they're well taken care of, you know? Because at the end of the day, like your goal is not to just like, all right, one and done, got my money, you're done. Like, no, you want them to come back, you know? You don't want to continue to keep looking for clients. Like you want to be able to close your books and be like, sorry, I'm so booked, I can't take any more clients, you know? But it's just the way you approach it and the way you put it out there, you know?
You ever decided to write a book in the future?
You know, it's funny.
You over here just dropping gems.
She's like, yes.
I'm sorry if I talk a lot, by the way.
Yeah, you did.
It's cool.
No, it's funny that you say that because just yesterday, I'm telling you, like I've been going through a very emotional part time in my life right now, and it's super random. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm very blessed and grateful with everything that has been happening to me, all the opportunities. I'm working really hard towards new projects and stuff like that, but it is overwhelming. And sometimes being a very like nice and a very giving person like kind of affects me. So it's a lot of things have been affecting me, and like I just reflected on my life because I have a crazy story, like, and I'm sure other people do too, like they have very crazy success stories and stuff. But I realized, I was just thinking yesterday, I'm like, dude, I should write a book. Maybe not right away, right? But like, I think my book would be funny. Like I would want it to be funny, but also really raw and like be vulnerable and like share the pretty, the ugly, like the imperfections, but like just my whole journey. I think that would be really interesting. And I think that's another reason we want to start a podcast, because we even said like our first episode should be like an introduction of ourselves, like a very like in-depth, kind of like what you did with him, like, you know, interview each other and ask each other the hard questions and like get to know each other. Because sometimes like the uncomfortable stuff is like what needs to be said, and then you kind of like see yourself in that person and be like, oh, like that happened to them too, like okay, I feel like comfortable, like I can hear her out or I can relate or whatever, you know. So that's interesting that you say that. Maybe one day. Would you guys ever write a book?
Oh, it's definitely on my bucket list.
Okay.
I gotta write a book.
Maybe.
You know.
I don't really like.
I mean, I don't
writing.
A child's book. I'm just kidding.
I'll do that.
Really?
I'll do the illustrations.
I could totally see you doing that.
Oh yeah, we could do that. That'd be easy, Kate.
Mm-hmm. And you can like put that on like Pinterest and stuff and like make bank, or Amazon. You know, there's so many things that you can do like that's easy peasy and like make really good money out of it.
Definitely do that. Amazon. Send everyone my affiliate link.
Wait, who's the one that hates Amazon? Is that you or Morfin? Oh no! Wait, you hate Elon. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't hate.
You hate my boy Elon.
I didn't say I didn't like Amazon. Amazon's just good service. The difference.
You said Jeff Bezos scares you, bro.
He does. You know,
His laugh.
you hear the way he talks. It's almost like
Psychotic. I'm just kidding.
like, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's a little creepy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's like a maniac, but in a good way. Like he has like these crazy ideas and he makes them real, but like sometimes we just don't fully see the picture, you know?
Yeah, I think he's harder to relate to.
Yeah.
I think that's why people like Elon.
What sign is he, Xennia?
Yeah.
Jeff?
It's probably Sagittarius. They're crazy.
You think? Okay.
Let's look up his birthday. I'm gonna look that up really quick.
Give me Elon. You know anything about Elon?
Mm-mm.
You never heard him talk?
Yeah, he sounds robotic.
That's Grimes man, right?
I think that's the one with like the weird baby name that they gave.
Yeah, like isn't it like X or like some number?
All right, he was.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos was born on January 12th, 1964.
Oh, Capricorn. Dang, Cap.
And then Elon, let me look him up real quick. Did you look him up?
No, I couldn't look him up, bro.
I'm on Google right now.
I'm not a fan of Elon. I don't want him on my phone.
But Capricorns make it because they make it. Like, they're money driven. And that's dope. Like, I wish I had that hustle. Like a Capricorn.
Definitely sounds like Jeff, man.
June 28th, I think.
Is Elon?
Elon, June 28th. That's a Cancer, right?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just taking a wild guess.
Cancer.
Oh, yeah.
You sure you're not into zodiac shit, Oscar?
Okay.
I just took a wild guess, bro.
Beginning of June is Gem. Okay, yeah. Crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't trust either one, but
Well, I mean, I don't have anything else to ask. I think I feel educated on lashes. Shit, might even sign up a course. Y'all taking new students?
Hey, I'm just saying, like, you guys should be lash techs because there's like rare guys. Like, I mean,
imagine how much money you guys would make, and especially you guys are males. Like,
yeah.
that'd be my other question. How many females are booking with males to do lashes?
There isn't a lot of males. That's what I'm saying.
I've
Like,
seen nail
you guys would
technicians.
be- yeah. There's a lot of guy nail technicians. I mean, not a lot, but like it's happening.
Yeah.
But imagine you guys being guys and like being a nail tech. Like, I mean, it can go both ways. Maybe they don't feel comfortable, like, you know, because like half of the session is like therapy for them. Like they vent to you and you're like, oh yeah, girl, like, you know, like you're just like like talking to them, and it's a girl to girl thing, so you can relate and you can like, you know, whatever. But as a guy, they might not be like cussing their boyfriend out, or they don't feel comfortable, or whatever it is, you know.
or you could probably give them a different perspective. Like the
exactly,
male
it can be on the other
perspective.
side. So like maybe you're like, what if you next time you say this, and then they come back, they're like, I did it and it worked, you know, like. Or I'm just saying, like, what? Okay, like maybe they are attracted to you and they keep coming because they're trying to get at you. Like there's so many things that could go with like being a guy nail tech or lash tech, you know. But
You said November?
let me find out. Get you my DMs like, hey, how much is a deposit?
Hey, yo, I got the funds right now.
Oh, it's funny. You're like, wait, get a girlfriend. Oh my god.
Look, it sounds like a
Hey
pretty
man, bro, I give
once in a lifetime
my
deal,
time. I give my time to everyone else, dog. What's another job?
right?
What's another business to run? You know?
I
No,
mean,
and
It'll be your own. You make it how you want it.
No, and honestly though, like in the business industry, you'll always be successful. Like no matter if there's a pandemic or recession, you're always going to be busy. Like girls, for some reason, if they have money or not, they will find a way to get their beauty going. Like they might cut down on some stuff. Like maybe they won't get all the jams on their nails, or they'll like won't get the mega, they'll get like the hybrid or whatever, but they're still going to their appointment. They're still going to go get it done because I was like doing, I saw this article and they were saying how unconsciously the woman feels like they have to present themselves a certain way to cater or like to get a man, or even though like some of us are feminists and we're like, we don't need a man or whatever, but like unconsciously we feel like we got to look a certain way to like kind of like get a man. It's like a survival of the fittest kind of thing, you know. So I feel like at the end of the day, the beauty industry isn't going anywhere, and that's why I tell people, like, if you don't like lashes, no hard feelings, try nails or try hair or try like brows or whatever, you know, because you'll always be successful with beauty, at least in that part. I don't know about the other ones, but yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like it was really
I feel
popular.
like there's a lot of business opportunities in the female woman industry, not only just beauty, but as well like clothing. Mm-hmm. You ever wonder why like there's always 2 floors for women clothing and only 1 small section of males?
Dude, that's true.
Because we're indecisive. I'm just kidding.
Like it's just when you go to like the shopping center.
Yeah,
there's
honestly,
always
bro.
gonna be more.
When me and Gabe did the whole clothing shit in high school,
Yeah.
it was the girls that bought our shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was always the girls that bought our shit. So yeah, that's true.
So if you guys want to start your business,
We'll see.
We might need a business course, honestly, like topics and views. So we might hit you up for that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not like no professor or here, but like I did take my last job and I worked as a social media moderator. Do you guys know what that is?
That's a great title. What is that?
Okay. So you know how like you're on a certain platform and like you see somebody or you see something that you know shouldn't be on the platform, like something very graphic or abuse of some sort or whatever,
okay,
and you
okay.
report it. So once you report it, they tell you like, okay, we're going to reach out, or like, we'll let you know if we take it down or whatever. Those reports go to us. So then we look at the policy of the certain platform that we work for. So like, let's say Instagram or say TikTok or whatever platform that we're working for. And then we see like, does it fit any of the policies? Does it violate any of the policies? And if so, you take it down. You know?
Okay.
So we saw
What
a lot
Did
of,
you?
Why does it sound familiar?
Did you work at a
Can we
place?
bleep? Can we bleep this out?
I'm not. Did you work at a place that lost?
Did
the
you sign a
contract?
contract where you can't mention where you work?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know.
I know.
That's why I'm not saying the
I think I
specific
know.
platform.
I think I know.
I think
They
we
were-
had.
they
I have
actually
a
got
good idea.
sued.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard someone pulled up with a camera and something, and like.
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
that's, and they weren't supposed to do that because
Yes.
we signed NDAs.
Yes.
So I'm sure they could get in trouble for that. But at the end of the day, we all got money. So.
You know what? I think wow.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's because like the platform that we worked for is already very like controversial. Like, you know, when you're that big, people are always gonna try to dig you down and break you apart. So like, I feel like I got promoted out of that, so I no longer have to see like very graphic things. And it's not for everybody. You have to be tested into it in order for you to be able to work that job, because not everybody can handle seeing stuff like that for 8 hours a day every single day. But then I got promoted into the side of wellness, so then I took care of those people. I was a fun girl. I provided services like pet therapy or give hot dogs on one day, or fresh fruit one day, or do team events. Like I was like the fun girl to kind of distract you from like all of the like the heaviness that you got at work. And at the end of the day, it only does so much, and we still got like free therapy and other things that we could do. But I loved my job. Like I loved coordinating events and stuff like that. But it's still a very intense job, you know? And so I got to see a lot of like what the higher ups would try to do to take care of the people. But at the end of the day, like some people did come out with PTSD, or like they can't unsee some of this stuff. Even though, like I said, you do get tested into it, you do know what you're getting yourself into, you sign a contract and everything, but it's still going to affect you in some way, you know? Very interesting job, by the way.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. From what our mutual friend.
I know.
Oh, you guys have a friend?
We had
did.
she used to actually. I think my sibling worked there too at one point.
Yeah, it was big. We had like thousands of people who worked there. Yeah, and I'm glad they, took it down. And what I was saying is like they took it down. They pretty much like cut our contract with that platform and randomly. Like I was supposed to start a new department in Tampa, and then in a different country. It was like really exciting for me. I was gonna start traveling and stuff. This is before I started lashing.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, they're like, by the way, everybody's losing their job in 6 months, and everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, like let me find something else to do. The whole topic of the 6 months was like, where are you going after this? Where are you going after this? That's when I was like, what the fuck am I doing? When you think of event coordinator, you think of quinceañeras and weddings, and I was just like, that sounds like fun, but I feel like I would get bored really fast. So then I was like, what do I want to do? And that's when I was already like making fun of my bestie, like with her lashes and stuff. So then she was like, why don't you try lashes? And I was like, so I started looking into it. Then my whole lash journey was like a mess, but then I learned, that I actually ended up liking it. So then I taught myself, and then I got trained, and then I got my license and all that stuff. But now here I am being a lash tech, but I do enjoyed that job. Then they ended up suing them, long story short, and everybody who worked that job got like a check from it. I don't know if our NDAs are still valid. I'm not sure about that. But just to be safe, that's why I don't say the name of the platform, because I don't want to get sued, especially on the platform,
Yeah.
I think that's what this podcast. We need some shit like that. Bring our rep up. No, but I'm pretty sure.
NDA.
I'm pretty sure we have an idea of where that is. But that's interesting. Yeah. And of course, if you stayed for the remainder of the 6 months, they were going to pay you out, right?
Yeah, we did. They paid you. They gave you a severance package and a bonus. So the bonus was like, if you keep your mouth shut, like you don't talk outside of your NDA, then we give you a bonus on top of your
nice
whatever, But and it was a hefty amount of money too, but it still sucked.
It was like a blessing.
Yeah,
a curse in disguise as a blessing. So funny how life works, right?
Yeah. And I feel like it was really cool because like I got to see, I speak Spanish, so they put me in a lot of the Latin culture posts or like reports, and then all those that didn't speak Spanish, they stayed in North America kind of reports. And like I worked both of them, and I got to see that in North America the problems, the reports or all that stuff that people would report was like self-harm or depression or like a lot of mental stuff. And in Latin culture it was a lot of physical stuff, so like abuse, like physical abuse or like killing people or like very gory stuff. And I thought it was really interesting how like the different problems that both cultures have. Obviously the line was a lot more like graphic and intense, but if you think about it, like you can't, if you're Hispanic and you're like, oh, I'm depressed or I have an anxiety, they're like, no, like get it together.
Talk about it.
Yeah. And in here, like in America, like we can say that, and they're like, it's very like everybody has that, or like I get it, like let's talk, let's go to therapy or whatever. It's a very different culture. So it's interesting that I got to see that, and like it made me see a couple things differently.
That's interesting.
Respect. Respect for keeping your loyalty of not mentioning the company's name. But I'm just kidding. No, I won't do that. But if you want to, no.
I'm gonna leave that out.
It's a big platform, you guys. Like you guys.
To give an idea or a hint, it was one major dude that we didn't bring up. His horse.
I'm not saying nothing.
But
I didn't say anything.
Hey,
I am not confirming or denying.
It's cool. I like playing with fire.
I didn't sign an NDA, but I feel threatened.
If they are watching this, come at me. Me and Book ready.
No. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I say?
You're going to shoot him too.
Nope.
I'm appalled.
No. Morfin, come take my spot. He wanted to bring you on the camera more.
I'm joking. But other than that, I honestly really enjoyed this conversation. It's been quite a while since we had a good conversation with other people.
Sure.
I know lately it's been about shooting the shit between me and Book, but this is really great. I thank you guys for coming out. Being able to fit in our schedule again. Better late than never.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
We did promise September.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Yes.
So
We made it happen. We made it happen before it ended.
And it's crazy. Episode 111.
111.
Yeah.
Those numbers.
That's meant to be.
Yeah. As of right now, is there anything else that you would like to say? Anything that is important to you, or anything that you want to end as a motivational? We're big on motivation and been helping other people. But anything you want to say, this next few minutes, seconds, whatever you want, it's all yours. Take it.
Just
Shout outs, anything.
Shout out family
Angry.
member. There you go.
Yeah,
Great. There you
Yeah,
go.
shout out to my man. Shout out to my daughter, my mom, and my dad,
Yes,
my sisters.
sir. Shout out to La Familia.
Yeah,
It's like getting an
go.
Oscar's like, I want to thank
I would think, my God, keep me safe.
and hell yeah, no, like I don't know, like for people that like speak negatively about themselves and they're not aware that they do that, it brings in more negativity. So just be more self-aware of like what you say, and I don't know, like if I don't know, yeah, just be self-aware of what you say and how you speak to yourself, because your body doesn't know any different, and it kind of just believes what you say, you know.
I like that. Appreciate that. If you 6'3" on Twitter, book, you 6'3" in real life.
That's 60 in real life, dog.
I'm 5'3" and I'm gonna look up, act like I'm 6'1" too. So.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
We tall in real life.
Big personalities, guys. Yeah.
That's one way to say it.
Try.
It's a nice way to say it, Xenia. Thank you. I'm joking.
I think I would give the advice of like just let go of fear. I feel like a lot of us are very fearful, and we don't want to step out of our comfort zone and do something we like want to try or like change our life in some way. Like just let go of that fear. Like it's better to try it and fail and be like, well, I tried. What's the worst thing that could happen? Like you lose a couple $1,000s depending on what you're doing, but like you're still gonna like overcome it, and then you at least like, hey, I tried and it failed. Then like always being like, what if I wonder if I did this, well, where would I be right now? Like, so just let go of that fear and like do it. Go full throttle and like go for it. So that would be my advice. Start that podcast.
Say it
That's
one
great.
time louder
Yeah.
for the back.
That's great advice.
and that's really great too. But is there anything you want to say?
No.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
I
Thanks
tell
for
people I
watching.
thank you and I love you. That's it. That's what I ended with.
oh, that's sick, bro. But
But we're not ending it yet.
well,
Are we?
I don't know. I was
You
gonna
anything
say
else?
something.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, being that we're on, the motivational topic, I think, there's not a lot of like people that I like to listen to when it comes to advice. I think I have like that selective advice,
True.
but most recently, and it comes from a man who right now deals with a lot of backlash, not recently, but his past, but he definitely spoke on an interview, and he actually said something really like, it's so simple, but it kind of like in my life, my past, traumas, he just said it like so well that it makes sense. And it's something like, what? That's very true. And what he said is that it's okay. I'm going to be okay at the end of the day. And if it's not okay at that time, it's all right, because it's not the end. At the end of the day, we'll know we'll be okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it just because there's been so many times where like there's been days where I'm like, all right, I feel like it's the end of the world right now.
Yeah, I can't
but
get
in
out of
reality,
this.
2 months went by and I'm doing great now. So if it's not a good day or something feels like it's the end, it's okay, because it's not the end. Because at the end of the day, we're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you wake up every day. You got another day.
And not maybe another person didn't wake up that day. So you got to be grateful
Exactly.
for the small things,
Exactly. Simple but effective.
Yeah.
Cool. I ain't got much to say, but other than, again, thank you again, Andy, Xenia.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Thank you
guys
for
coming.
Thank you, guys.
being part of this podcast, episode 111. This is yours. Shout out Morfin. Thank you. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to day one. Again, this is Oscar, Topics and Views, signing out.
This is Buck. I love you.
Why you stealing people's drawers, Oscar?